Good afternoon, everyone. Thanks for joining and welcome to our quarterly ProPartner Briefing call. My name is Hannah Sams and I will be moderating today's call. We have a great agenda and lineup of speakers planned for you on today's call. First, we have a few quick housekeeping items to review before we get started. This webinar is being recorded and you will be able to access the recording and presentation on the homepage of the ProPartner portal. If you have any questions during the call, please use the Q&A chat box and our team will respond to you. Additionally, one lucky winner on today's call will win a pair of the limited edition Veeam sneakers that were given away at this year's ZMON conference. We will be announcing the winner at the end of the call and you must be present on the call still to win, so make sure you stay on the line for your chance to win. Now I'd like to introduce you to Kevin Rooney, our VP of Americas Channel Sales, who will be kicking things off for us today.
Great, thanks, Hannah, and welcome everybody to our Q3 partner briefing. As always, I'd like to start with a thank you that you took time out of your day to join us today. We've got a lot of great information, and as Hannah mentioned, we've got a really jam-packed and exciting agenda for all of you. Coming off a very strong Q2, and looking forward to a phenomenal second half together with all of you. First up will be our General Manager and Senior Vice President of Americas Sales, Paul Strelzik. A lot of great information to cover with you, both with a quick look back as well as a look forward into what to expect from a selling standpoint in the coming months. Jim Kruger, our Senior Vice President of Global Marketing, is up behind that, which will go through how to win big with Veeam, some product updates as well as some marketing updates. And then actually we have another speaker from our team, Janice Van Gorder, who is a National Partner Manager on the Veeam team, who's going to go through a success story that one of you in the partner world took on for us in this first half, and share with you how that deal came about so that we can continue to replicate opportunities like that as we go forward. And then finally, I'll come back on at the end and we'll do a quick call to action. So thank you again for joining. Please do share questions that you might have throughout the presentation in the chat window. And as Hannah showed there at the beginning, we will be giving away those shoes at the conclusion of the call, and you do need to be on in order to be eligible. So that'll be exciting here at the end. So without further ado, I'd like to invite on our Senior Vice President, General Manager of the Americas Business, Paul Strelzik. Paul.
Thank you, Kevin. Really appreciate it. And to echo Kevin, thank you all for being here. I know you're taking time out of your day, and it is greatly appreciated for you to spend it with us. I just thought I'd give a quick overview, a little bit of a recap from historical perspective. And, we've talked a lot over the last year, certainly this year, about the huge growth opportunity that we've got in the Americas. We focus on increasing market share, and I'll talk a little bit about that. Land and expand, both with the existing base product and out into new markets. So, Veeam has worldwide over 400,000 customers. So we have a tremendous opportunity expanding the footprint in those accounts. And then the newer products, whether it's V11, it's cloud. As you know, we now support AWS, Azure, Google Cloud Platform, and the recent acquisition of Cast into Service Kubernetes. These are big opportunities that yielded quite a bit of success in Q2, and I'll talk about that, but these are where we're heading. These are how we're focusing our team. This is how we're trying to align with our partners, and this is where we're seeing a lot of big momentum. So quick overview, most of you have seen this, but just again, on the left side, we have the Americas broken into 8 functional segments of go-to-market, each with their own strategy. A lot of it overlaps. There is a lot of consistency, but each with a functional leader, and that's our enterprise space, that mid-market commercial, which has really been a kind of that sweet spot for Veeam in the mid-market, the SMB. We've increased up to the enterprise over these last couple of years, dedicated verticals around SLED and federal. And then in the Americas, we've got Canada and Latin America set up in a country model, so they don't have as much granularity at the top level. And then we treat our cloud service providers also as a vertical segment. So a lot of you as partners overlap or interplay between many of these, and we obviously welcome that. It's just so you know how we're aligned. Our channel organization cuts across all of those segments. So we don't have dedicated resources within each of those segments, except for cloud service providers. We really just try to focus on where you're going to market, and then we align our resources to make sure you're getting what you need. And then on the right-hand side, for the last year and a half, we've talked about this move to subscription-based licensing. We've talked about our vol flexible licensing, Veeam universal license. We've had our V11 release come out. We're now looking forward to V11A, which should be coming out here, which introduced V11 had tremendous number of features, including CDP. V11A should be CDP for Veeam cloud service providers. We're now a multi-product portfolio company through VBO for Office 365, through Kasten, through cloud products, any number of ways. We're trying to grow out of just that VBR VAS base, but continue to provide quality products across the board. And that will open up our addressable market so that we're really fulfilling the needs on a very wide basis of backup and recovery for our customers. So this is just a little background. Back in April, we talked about IDC releasing their data of market share for the first half of 2020. Well, they've subsequently released their data for growth in the second half of 2020. And again, Veeam is the clear leader in growth. You can see we're fastest revenue growth both sequentially and year over year in the second half of 2020. We've moved into number 4 position, and I think we'll see that continue to accelerate. And we're starting to nip on Commvault's heels if you see those numbers. But again, sequential growth 16%, year over year almost 13%. And as you can see, there's not a lot of growth in there. So the whole market, they show a decline of 3.7% year over year. We outgrew that 5x, and we're the horse here that you want to attach to, because we're seeing this continue into 2021 as well. And that's the North American data. Next slide. If you are on the call from Latin America, again, incredible job. Veeam also the leader, both sequentially and year over year, moving into the number 1 position among major vendors in growth of 37% sequentially, 31% year over year. So just an incredible job both in US and Canada and in Latin America. And that ended back in December. I'll start talking about what we've done this first half of this year. And I think you'll see this is a really great, consistent story that continues to hold and continues to build momentum. So in our Q2, we had double-digit growth across all of our 8 segments. It was a really strong performance. 30% growth in Q2 overall and in the first half overall on an aggregate basis. So just a tremendous job coming out of 2020, moving into 21. Both Q1 and Q2 have been very, very strong. Our growth in this first half has been led by our enterprise business, our federal business, but followed very closely by mid-market commercial and Latin America. But again, double-digit growth in all the segments, as granular as we make them. So I couldn't be happier with where we are. And you as our valued partners, hopefully are feeling that. Kevin says it every time. We love to talk about it. We are 100% channel company. So all these orders, all this growth ended up somewhere in our channel organization. And you should be feeling this momentum and growth along with us. We had great wins, as I said, to broaden the addressable market in physical servers, cloud workloads, Kubernetes. VBO continues to be a great growth story for us. And we had further expansion up into the enterprise and more widely, even within the virtualization space. And just with VBR, V11 is a great release, and it's really brought us some great opportunities. We had one major competitive win that I won't name here. There was a vendor consolidation that actually knocked out Commvault and Veritas for a large Fortune 500 who intends to move all their workloads to AWS. So they chose Veeam. We had a small partner environment previously, so we expanded that, but really we're going to take on that AWS migration workload and then manage it within AWS. So a big win. That was high six figures on that transaction. And we had over 50 deals with greater than 100K of billing. So I'm hoping that you're feeling that you're a big part of it. If you don't feel like you are, make sure you get with our channel team, with our sales team. We're going to be reaching out to you. We want to keep growing those numbers. So as we look at, the second half, it's really, we want to continue our joint selling with partners. We've got strong stability in our leadership team. This is my third Q3 ProPartner update. Next quarter, I'll actually be in my fourth. I've been here about 3 years. I know Kevin's up to probably about 5 years of these, and you got Dangby and Bill Bergman and Corey Gunn. Like, we've got great stability in the team. We talk about that a lot, and we're able to execute this strategy that's been consistent, predictable, working with you as we build out these joint selling plans. Veeam as a whole, number two, very focused on customer satisfaction. So how do we bring quality products to market? How do we make sure customers are getting value-based purchases? How do we continue to improve our support offerings as we grow up into the enterprise, as we continue to add customers, as we increase the products that we're selling? So those are a key focus for the management team. And then how are we successful doing it? How do we expand our footprint? And how do we get into those new markets, bring those new markets to existing customers, and continue to add new customers? So, but it all starts with the partners, with that joint selling motion, with that 100% channel focus, and making sure guys like Kevin have what they need so that you're feeling like you're getting what you need to be successful with Veeam. So with that, there'll be a Q&A at the end, or you can drop them into the text box. But with that, let me turn it over to our Chief Marketing Officer, Jim Kruger.
All right, thank you, Paul. And hello, everybody. Great to be with you today. Thanks again for taking time to be with us. We really appreciate it. Today, we're going to be talking about how to drive more big account business, which I know you're all very interested in. And as Paul showed, we have a lot of momentum in the commercial and enterprise business, and we want to continue that through the second half. So I wanted to just talk a little bit about that opportunity, some of the products, messaging. We've made some updates there, some of the tools we have available for you, promos and programs, and then also training. So a lot to cover, but I think we'll be able to get through it fairly quickly here. So North America opportunity, the global market is about $10 billion for backup and recovery. It's just a little bit over 50% in the US at 5.4 billion. And if you distill that down into companies that have over 1,000 employees, it's about 56% of that, or about $3 billion. So a really big opportunity to go after. We have about 82% of the Fortune 500 and about 69% of the global 2,000, and those continue to grow. In Q1, we actually, this was a global number, we saw a 246% growth in large deal transactions year over year. And you saw some of the numbers from Paul in Q2. So we're seeing continued momentum there and opportunity. If we go to the next slide. So we also had some really good case studies, both across the Americas, EMEA, APJ, and so there were 28 total stories in the first half. And as I was reading through those, I thought it would be good to just provide a summary, because we have anecdotal data and also just some quantitative data in terms of the success that customers are seeing. We have information around the challenges that they're facing, as well as why Veeam. And so I did a little consolidation here, and I'll share the accounts with you in just a minute, and you'll have access to this presentation. We have links to each of these case studies, and would encourage you to take a look through them. As you see, the segments mostly on the larger account size, and the why Veeam. So I kind of did some categorization here. You'll see it in just a second on each account, but reliability, availability is still kind of the key thing that people, of course, are looking for, but also a key reason why they choose Veeam, because we have the best solution, the most reliable solution in the market. Speed of recovery was key and called out several times. Cloud is becoming more and more important. Not so much that I would say everybody is deploying cloud, but they're thinking about it, they're planning for it. It's going to be happening in the next, 6, 12, 18 months. And so they're looking for a platform that has those capabilities, ease of use, which we're well known for, and then just overall backup performance. We're also seeing ransomware make its way into that as well, in terms of protecting from ransomware. So if we go to the next slide, these are just, again, some of the examples of the Q2 success stories, the segment, and then the why choose Veeam. Again, you see cloud, Office 365, ransomware, reliability, business continuity, backup and management, cost and cloud, scalability. So encourage you again to go through and take a look through some of these, even if they're out of region in Europe. I think it's a great opportunity. If, for example, you're selling into a healthcare opportunity, it's you can go out and sort on our website for healthcare and pull up these specific case studies, which give you the challenges and the why Veeam, so that you can make sure you're using keywords, making sure that you have the right messaging that will resonate with customers, in addition to the other tools and information that we have. So you see Penske, which is a Fortune 500, Staples, City of New Orleans, which if you were on our VeeamON conference, you heard about that. If we go to the next slide, here's a bunch more from Q1 that, again, the different segments, different vertical markets, and the reasons why. So this will give you a really good feel. Pick 5 or 10 of these to go out and read through, and I promise you will learn something that you'll be able to apply to winning more deals as we move forward. Go to the next slide. From a product perspective, as Paul talked a little bit about V11, but I really think that our success that we're seeing here, in 2020 and in the first half of 2021, of course, is really driven by the cadence that we've had on the product side, and we've had tremendous amount of new releases, across our entire portfolio in 2020 and in 2021, dating back to V10 in the beginning of 2020, delivering NAS, advanced instant recovery, support for Oracle Solaris and IBM AIX, APIs and Nutanix support, and there were over 150 features and capabilities. And then a year later, we built on that with V11, bringing CDP, continuous data protection, our cloud solutions, AWS, Azure integration, ransomware protection, and more APIs, and Veeam-powered BAS and DRAS. And as we look forward into the second half of 2021, 11A is going to be a really important release. It will provide cast-in storage integration into the Veeam platform. It will bring direct restore to Google, Windows 22 support, and Red Hat virtualization support as well. So we're seeing a lot of interest across the Veeam customer base, specifically for cast-in. And what's interesting is when we did some analysis, we're finding that at a minimum between 30 to 40% of the customers and buyers are the same relative to Veeam and cast-in. And so there's a tremendous opportunity as we move forward to talk about a future-proof platform that Veeam is providing, not only for cloud, but for cast-in. So that represents a new door opener, some thought leadership, and really helping to prepare our customers for the future. So encourage you guys to get engaged there and to leverage that as a part of our platform. We also made our Veeam government solution announcement and have a separate entity. So for those of you that sell into the government, multi-million-dollar opportunity as we reposition Veeam into that market. And as Paul talked about, Q2 was a really successful quarter. We're building a lot of momentum there. So look forward to going after that market as well. From a platform perspective, we've actually made a few adjustments here. One is we changed the name of the platform from Cloud Data Management Platform to simplify it, give it more legs, more sort of a broader capability as we move forward and add new capabilities to our platform. So we've just simplified it with the Veeam platform. We've added things like support for Microsoft Teams, the cloud solutions and integration into the platform. Of course, Veeam Availability Suite, which includes the monitoring and analytics, and also the cloud solutions, AWS, Azure, and Google, all incorporated into the platform and in universal licensing. And then tremendous opportunity with Microsoft Office 365. We're seeing a tremendous amount of momentum there. That's going to be for Veeam in itself over a $100 million business this year. So take advantage of that again as a door opener to get in and then expand from there. DR Orchestrator is a great add-on, and then of course cast-in is a great again future-proof story relative to the platform. So from a messaging perspective, just a few call-outs, we've basically taken the cloud data management from a platform perspective and an overarching message perspective, pushed that down a little bit, and we're leveraging modern data protection now. So the most trusted provider of backup, recovery, and data management solutions that deliver modern data protection. We've also continued to augment and build out on our messaging. So if we go to the next slide, you're familiar with kind of this diagram around cloud data management, but we're basically calling this modern data protection, which includes cloud mobility, monitoring and analytics, data reuse, disaster recovery and orchestration, ransomware and data security, and backup and recovery is kind of the core. So this ties back directly to our platform, all within the workloads of cloud, virtual, physical, SaaS, and applications. So we're continuing to build on this story and make this kind of a core part of how we talk about Veeam and the value proposition that we bring, tying back to our platform. I think you're all familiar with kind of our core tenets, our core strategy, and key differentiators around simple, flexible, and reliable. We've augmented that with a fourth capability around powerful, again, to cater more towards larger customers and enterprises. So enhancing that with fast, secure, scalable, future-proof for the enterprise. So you'll be hearing more and more about this, but we'll be adding that capability as we move forward, and again, really focusing on enabling our customers to achieve the most demanding RTO and RPO requirements while dramatically reducing their data loss, downtime, and complexity. So from a tools and content perspective, we've developed a lot of new tools that are available on ProPartner. You see some of the links here, and give you the capability to give some data around the state of the market relative to data protection. We've done a survey of over 3,000 people across the world, and have some really good information in terms of what's trending, what's important, what other customers are doing. So that's a great opportunity to showcase that with customers, showcase your knowledge of the market, and show some statistics around where things are going to help in your sales process. We also, one thing I would really encourage you to check out, which is a great document, and again, I guarantee you'll find some tips that will help you get more wallet share within your existing customer base, and that's the last one there, the customer expansion playbook for upsell and cross-sell. So we're continuing to build on this. We have some great new content coming for ransomware. We have a new assets coming. We have kind of a 3 to 5 page sort of executive overview summary. We have like a 15-page more technical deep dive. We're building out partner use case scenario cards, and then also a CIO guide to modern data protection, which again will help us to continue to go up market. So check those out. Promos and programs. So we have a new promo that we're launching. This is specifically targeted towards the cloud opportunity. So we want to get some more and more people using cloud. So one of the easiest ways to break ice with this is to offer 30 days of usage in a cloud environment. And from a trial perspective, we're also offering a $250 in cloud credit to offset any costs that customers have. And then we're launching this new promo for new and existing customers where if you buy 12 months, you get 3 months for free for Veeam Backup for AWS on Bring Your Own License, Azure Bring Your Own License, and then also the integrated cloud native protection with Veeam Universal License as well. So to get started on that, we've created a registration page for partners. If we go to the next slide. And also have put information up on the ProPartner portal, so you can get up to speed there. We'll be adding the SKUs on August 1st, and also adding an FAQ to help you navigate this. But it's a pretty simple promo, and hopefully you'll leverage this to drive some more adoption on the cloud side, and to get customers to start trialing our cloud solutions. Go to the next slide. We also have a win big, win back program. So for eligible customers, we're waiving the backdated maintenance where customers will only pay the cost of an annual expired renewal. And you also will be able to keep an additional 25% margin. So you can find out more information about this on the ProPartner portal as well. And from a programs perspective, we have 5 key programs, from appointment setting to call blitzes, upsell and cross-sell, specifically focused on SLED, and then technical enablement. But I wanted to highlight the high gear program, and this one is definitely been very, very successful. And has driven a lot of business, and we're basically going to continue this going. And so this basically gives us an opportunity to go after white space to drive more revenue and opportunity. And there are partner and end user incentives that are included as a part of this. And so this is, again, a great way to drive more demand. We've already seen success with this program with one of our Platinum Pro partners was able to cross-sell into a Veeam estate with Office 365 and close a deal for $140,000 with a customer in the retail space. And it actually closed a month earlier than what was expected. So great opportunity to leverage that and drive more demand and focus on large deals. If we go to the next slide, from an incentive perspective, we have some key incentives that we're continuing, some that we're augmenting as well. The one I wanted to call out was the net new logo program, which ties directly back to the high gear program. And This kicked off on July 1st. It's for customers and opportunities for deals greater than 50K and a net new Veeam customer. The key here is it's a Veeam customer, but from a partner perspective, it's a great opportunity for you to go out to your partner base and take a look at some of the existing customers that you might have that might not be Veeam customers and make that a part of this program. So you can earn $2,000. It will be split between the sales rep and the SE for this. Again, a great opportunity to earn more money and drive more business. We go to the next slide. So from a training perspective, kind of rounding this out, we've made some key updates from a certification perspective for our sales professionals, technical sales professionals. We've updated with V11, and you can actually, if you want to become 2021 certified, you can actually go out and take about a 30-minute module, take the test and pass and get up to speed and up to date on V11. We've also launched the new VMCE, Certified Engineer training program. So you'd have to take that full class to become certified in that area. And then the Certified Architect, we're actually planning an August release of that. We're in the final stages of completing that so that again, you get all the tips and tricks and a lot of input from our Veeam architects into that program to make it super valuable and help you to drive more business. So the impact of this, we've actually done some studies and done some comparisons in terms of those that have just kind of done the bare minimum certification versus those that have gone above and beyond. These are pretty incredible stats. Six times more new business, 25% larger average deal size for VCSPs, larger annual rental revenue, and 22% growth in Veeam business. So encourage you to get certified, to get more people certified within your organization, because you will see the benefits of this in terms of driving more growth and opportunity. So what's next? We have a VCSP use case training that will be coming up for VCSPs to help to do some better targeting, and then disaster recovery and data reuse will also be coming up from a training perspective. So a lot of opportunities there. And so just call to action, 3 simple things. Number 1, leverage the messaging, the tools, the incentives that are all on the ProPartner portal. It's all out there, so go check it out and download the information. Understand the large account use cases and why Veeam. Go take a look through some of the use cases. You can access that through this presentation, through the links we provided, and/or go directly out to .com, and you can sort based on vertical, based on region, things of that sort. And again, I guarantee you're going to pull out a few nuggets that will help you with your sales process. And then get up to date on the certifications and training. Make sure that you're well versed on V11 because customers are already downloading, and we're seeing we've completed all of the customer notifications. We've had a new patch that's come out on V11. So we're starting to see the downloads really ratchet up, and you want to take advantage of that from an opportunity perspective. So that's just an overview today of how you can all drive more large deal opportunities. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out. And I think now we're going to turn it over to Janice, who's going to take us through a success story. So over to you, Janice.
Awesome. Thank you, Jim. I'm Janice Van Gorder. I'm the National Partner Manager here at Veeam. So today just wanted to run through a recent opportunity that we closed with one of our national partners, Worldwide Technology. So wanted to give a bit of a shout out to them and the account manager we worked with, Jordan Huddleston. So thank you for being such a great partner to us. So some of the details of this, as you can see here, this was a global oil and gas customer that was going through a divestiture, and they were essentially looking to build some new locations, new data centers, pull out of some of the others from the previous company. And with their previous backup vendors, they were actually using up to 20 different backup vendors across the world. So they had locations in China and India and Poland. And so with this, they were looking to simplify and also future-proof their solution so that as they grew their data centers and created new ones, they were all on one platform that they could easily move those workloads. So what the customer was seeing, and one of the challenges, is that they were seeing a failure of up to 30% of their backups, and they were losing about 4% of their data every month. So in light of recent events that we've seen in the oil and gas industry, we really know how critical that data is. And they were able to move over to Veeam, and with that, they were also able to save about $1 million every year in their backups by consolidating into Veeam. Overall, the project was about $5.7 million MSRP, and there was another $290,000 that was around professional services. So the migrations, the implementations, and also they were hiring somebody to manage those Veeam backups as they continue to grow and change that environment. We did run into a lot of issues as we were working this opportunity. We've been working it since 2020 and slowly starting to transition some of those licensing. Last year, there was a large oil and gas crisis. We also had COVID. So cost savings was a huge problem for this customer, and switching over to Veeam, as we mentioned, they were able to save around $1 million by transitioning to Veeam. The larger piece of this project was about 4,000 workloads and about 2 petabytes of NAS. We did sell them the Veeam Universal licenses. So for those of you who've sold Veeam before, gives the customer a lot of flexibility, a lot of portability. So as they continue to expand and build new data centers, they'll be able to move those licenses and use them as they need in the different data centers that are built. Additionally, on the professional services front, we did utilize a promo that Veeam has called Accelerate to Veeam. We'll go over that in a little bit here, but this promo essentially gave the customer up to 10% of the total deal value to Veeam for them to use for those migration services and the implementation. So that was a huge piece of winning this deal as well, and I'll cover some of those details with you as well. As far as the partnership with WWT, the relationship with Worldwide was very critical in winning this opportunity. WWT was involved and had relationships deep within that customer's organization, within their procurement, and they also had a larger scope into the environment and upcoming projects. So they knew that the customer would be purchasing more storage. They have upcoming NAS purchases, which locations would be creating new data centers. So the relationship between Veeam and the partners staying very close was critical in winning this opportunity. All right, can you go to the next slide? So here I just wanted to cover a little bit more in depth the Accelerate to Veeam program. So this is something that we've had since 2020 and it's continuing this year. So if you aren't aware of this, this is for our Veeam accredited service partners who usually that's partners who have their VMCEs and also architect. But with this program, the customer is able to get up to 10% of the deal value back to Veeam for migrating. So on this slide, you'll see a few of the competitors that would qualify for this. Additionally, the deal should be around 100,000 or more for it to qualify for this program. So if you have any opportunities or you have customers who are needing professional services, please just connect with your channel manager and they can get you the full details on the qualifications for any opportunities that you're working. And with that, I'm going to pass things back over to Kevin Rooney to wrap things up.
Great. Thank you, Janice. Thank you, Paul. Thank you, Jim. A lot of tremendous information shared over the last 40 minutes. And hopefully you can feel the momentum in the business. I mean, Paul went through the numbers, just fantastic across the board and in every segment as we detailed. So, customers of all size are continuing to grow with Veeam, and you are helping to, helping to drive all of that. And then Jim, shared a tremendous amount of information across the board, all the resources that are available to all of us in order to continue to go out and engage with customers, and then a lot of success stories that you can leverage as you're looking out to understand how to maybe go attack a specific opportunity. There's a lot of resource out there on the Veeam portal for you to leverage, and working obviously with your channel team as well. And then Janice taking you through, a significant opportunity that we were able to win, just demonstrating what customers are looking for and how Veeam is making that solution work. And this accelerate to Veeam that Janice highlighted on the final slide there, it's really a great campaign. And if you're not taking advantage of it, you really need to reach out to your partner team at Veeam to better understand how to do so, because subsidizing 10% of the opportunity for services at the customer has really helped us to bring in a lot of deals that otherwise might have been a little bit more difficult, and handling those migration services on behalf of the customer and Veeam paying for it has made a big difference. And certainly all of you out there in the in that VASP community will be able to take advantage of it. So certainly work closely with your team to better understand that opportunity if it's something that you have not taken advantage of. It continues to become more and more significant as each quarter passes. We leverage it even more than the quarter before. All right, so just Jim did a really nice job on the call to action, a lot of information that we had out there. But I think I'd start with learn Kasten. I mean, that's a huge opportunity for all of us. It is the premier backup solution for Kubernetes. It's an acquisition that we made Veeam several months ago, and the interest level from customers on Kasten is off the charts. And so it's there's a lot of industry data out there as to how many customers are going to be moving to containers if they haven't already, and so we have the best backup in the industry for that market, and it's Kasten. So there's some materials out there, certainly from a certification standpoint. You can reach out to your technical resources from a Veeam standpoint to get a good update, as well as we have a lot of selling resources. But bottom line, just know that it's the top solution out there, and we ought to be taking advantage of it. It's growing very fast for us right now, so definitely lean in and get to know about Kasten. I don't have it on the slide, but Paul talked about it, and Jim highlighted as well, as Veeam Backup for Office 365 continues to be an explosive product for us. It's the fastest growing product in Veeam's history, and it's a significant opportunity. It's an easy I won't say I guess I almost just did, but it's an easy discussion to have, because of the explosiveness of the Office 365 in general is crazy, and so therefore it's an education that we need to bring to our customers, that they understand that Office 365 is not inherently backed up, and so they do need to back it up, and no better product in the industry. We're number one in this space and growing off the charts. You need to take advantage of backup for Office 365. It's really an explosive product, and you want to make sure that you're taking part. And then leveraging the pod. Paul mentioned it a couple of times about the 100% channel, and it's really significant to demonstrate the resources that are available within Veeam to help support all of you in your sales and technical support needs. There's marketing people that are committed and dedicated to the channel and all of your resources. We have outside salespeople, both channel folks as well as each of the end user segment people. We have inside sales, finance, etc. Everybody stands at the ready to help to support you as we go out and engage our customers and grow this business together. And so make sure that you're leveraging all those resources and you're aware of all the people that are available to help you. Deal registration. I think Veeam has been very strong in this regard for years. We have a significant deal registration. I mean, we're talking into 14 points additional type protection. So there's no reason for any of you to not bring your opportunities early in the cycle to make sure, one, you're protected. Two, that you're getting visibility from all the Veeam resources, as I just mentioned, to help to support you to get these deals across the line. And it's going to be a profitable exercise. So make sure you take advantage of that, get these opportunities into the pipeline early, and you'll get the resources required in order to get those deals across the line in an accelerated fashion. Jim, on one of his final slides there, highlighted the certification process. We continue to iterate on the certification. So if you got your sales or technical certification last year, there's an update to it in 2021 that you need to go out and take, as well as there's plenty of other resources to take advantage of from a learning perspective. I mentioned Kasten, but there's great material out there on version 11, as well as Office 365, et cetera. So go out there, leverage the resources that are available. We've done a really focused job on getting those tests, if you will, and the courses to be very relevant to the business challenges. So it's not just the speeds and feeds certification, it's an actual understanding the business challenges that our customers have and how do we solve them together. So definitely take advantage of that. Jim also highlighted the programs and the promotions and the incentives. I think, one of the things that we try to do consistently at Veeam is be consistent. And so we're not, throwing 1,000 different programs at you at one time, and therefore you can't figure out which one to focus on. We're trying to keep it tight and clean, but we have that net new logo promotion. There's the the cloud credits that's out there that you ought to talk to your partner manager about. From an Azure or AWS cloud credit standpoint, where we get people up and going for free to begin with, and then they end up buying from there. But there's a lot of, we want this to be a profitable partnership. We've always said that, and it will continue to be. And whether it's deal registration or the incremental incentives and programs that we put together, please do take advantage. And then lastly, be aggressive. I mean, I think it's just, excuse me, it's a fantastic, Paul showed the industry growth that we're having across the globe, but certainly here in North America. I mean, 30% year-over-year growth in the first half. When you're coming off significant numbers from the previous year, that's really exciting. And we continue to chip away at market share from all of our competitors, and that's thanks to all the work that you guys have done with us, certainly. And we're not stopping. We take everybody seriously from a competitive standpoint. We're knocking back the legacy guys and continuing to grow at significant double digits. When you look out across the competitive landscape, there's really nobody else doing it anywhere near like we are, and that's thanks to the partnership that all of us have together. And so we want to continue that momentum and continue that growth. And certainly our expectations are in the second half that trajectory will absolutely be consistent as what we saw in the first half. So be aggressive. We will do anything we can to help do the right thing by the customer and win these opportunities. And certainly all the way up to the head of the sales organization, Paul, is available for us to do what it's required to win the business. So take advantage of the momentum. Let's do well together here in the second half. Okay, so I think we've come to the point in the program where we are going to give away these Nike shoes. And let me see, I did receive an email. All right. So the winner of the shoes is Glenn Roberts from SHI. So congratulations, Glenn. You're going to be wearing these kicks around, and people will be asking you, the green shoes and Veeam. But congratulations. Thank you for everybody who was on the call in attendance. But Glenn, you are the winner. All right, Hannah. I think we're at the end here. So as I always like to just sign off before Hannah comes on and does a little bit of logistics at the very, very end. Thank you. Let's have fun. Winning's fun. Let's go win a lot of business together. Appreciate, again, you guys taking time out of your day here in the middle of July to attend. Great attendance today. Appreciate it. And there will be a recording of this event. And that's where I'll turn it over to Hannah to take you through. Thanks, everyone.
Thanks, Kevin, and thank you to everyone who was able to join the call today. A recording of today's call with the presentation slides will be posted soon on the homepage of the ProPartner portal. We look forward to having you join us again next time. Have a great rest of your day.